September 12th, 2025 Daily Bread. Passage, 1 Chronicles, chapter 20, verse 1 to verse 8. Key verse 7. Title: A Giant Enemy Killed. In the spring, at the time when kings go off to war, Joab led out the armed forces. He laid waste the land of the Ammonites, and went to Rabbah and besieged it, but David remained in Jerusalem. Joab attacked Rabbah and left it in ruins. David took the crown from the head of their king. Its weight was found to be a talent of gold, and it was set with precious stones, and it was placed on David's head. He took a great quantity of plunder from the city, and brought out the people who were there, consigning them to labor with saws, and with iron picks and axes. David did this to all the Ammonite towns. Then David and his entire army returned to Jerusalem. In the course of time, war broke out with the Philistines at Gezer. At that time Sibbecai the Hushathite killed Sippai, one of the descendants of the Rephaites, and the Philistines were subjugated. In another battle with the Philistines, Elhanan, son of Jair, killed Lahmi, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, who had a spear with a shaft, like a weaver's rod. In still another battle which took place at Gath, there was a huge man with 6 fingers on each hand, and 6 toes on each foot, 24 in all. He also was descended from Rapha. When he taunted Israel, Jonathan, son of Shimeah, David's brother, killed him. These were descendants of Rapha in Gath, and they fell at the hands of David and his men. Daily Bread Message. In those days, spring was when kings went to war. It was also a time of good weather, and many crops after the spring harvest, a season to relax. So Joab, David's chief general, led the armed forces and laid waste the land of the Ammonites, who became Israel's enemies in the previous chapter. But David remained in Jerusalem. In chapter 19, verse 1 to chapter 20, verse 3, the Chronicler, the author of this book, follows 2 Samuel chapter 10 to chapter 12 closely, but omits the account of David's sin with Bathsheba. His intention was not to embellish the king, because he did not omit a different sin in the next chapter. Rather, the focus of the account was David's victories given by God in spite of himself. Verse 1 says, David remained in Jerusalem, but immediately afterward in verse 2, it says David took the crown from the head of their king. The author omits the events in between, which must have been well known to the readers. Despite not fighting in battle, David not only took the crown of the enemy king, but also had another giant enemy killed by his nephew, which was reminiscent of his killing of Goliath. His enemies fell at the hands of David and his men. God gave David many victories. Prayer. Father, thank you for victories you give me in spite of my weakness and shortcomings. Your name be praised. Amen. One word, victory in Jesus.